to 833-AVOID-PORT.com. Save your time and money today.
Microban 24 protects against Staphylococcus aureus and Enterobacter aerogenes bacteria, but does not provide 24-hour protection against viruses. Every time you touch a surface, you leave behind bacteria. To keep surfaces sanitized all day, use Microban 24. Spray on hard surfaces to kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria initially. Once dry, Microban 24 is effective for 24 hours on bacteria when used as directed. Microban 24 sanitizing spray, bathroom, and multi-surface cleaner.
Most people know that Mr. Clean Magic Eraser removes crayon and scuff marks from walls, but did you know it even cleans tough kitchen and bathroom messes that are sometimes tough to tackle? Just wet, squeeze, and erase gray soap scum on your bathtub. Erase cloudy hard water spots in your shower. Erase burnt-on stovetop messes. So for all your tough kitchen and bathroom messes, try Mr. Clean Magic Eraser.
This is time that matters. A window of time to help protect the ones you love. Your preteen benefits from staying up to date with their well visits. This is your window of protection. Schedule their well visit now. Brought to you by Merck.
It's 4:39. A drug commonly used to treat inflammatory bowel disease could help people recover from, COVID-19.
Researchers at Cedars-Sinai say the anti-inflammatory drug infliximab, which works on bowel problems by attacking a specific enzyme, could play a similar role in coronavirus infections.
The virus that causes COVID-19 has to use a piece of our cellular machinery to get into cells, and that's the enzyme called ACE2.
Lead researcher Dr. Dermot McGovern.
We need that ACE2, and the virus has adapted to use this enzyme to get into the cell. This is where our research has been focusing, to see what is the effect of infliximab on those levels of ACE2.
Dr. McGovern tells us there have been no clinical trials yet on infliximab. Chris Seaton's KNX 1070 News Radio.
Former FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb says the new administration's plan to tackle the coronavirus will help to change the landscape. He also told CBS's Face the Nation that the conversation about the pandemic should not be political.
We've been sort of arguing politically over what I think is a false dichotomy of straw man, that it's really a choice between lockdowns and no lockdowns, and that's not the case. We don't need to shut down the country. Businesses tell people they need to stay at home to get some measure of control over this virus.
President-elect Biden has a plan to do more testing, a lot more too, and to have more outreach to at-risk populations as well. We want to remind you to depend on KNX for all the information you need to know now. Whenever it happens, we'll keep you up to date with the news that's important to you and your family wherever you are. We are there with you. If you stream us on the radio.com app and favorite KNX, you can listen right there on your phone. And you can also listen on your smart speaker. Just say, Alexa, play KNX 1070. Of course, we're always at 1070 on the AM dial. In Pasadena, 134 westbound at San Rafael, a truck lost a load of furniture. Oh boy, of mattresses in lanes. You'll want to avoid that. We'll look for ways around it and check the rest of traffic with that in 4 minutes.
Don't pay more. Video and Audio Center Black Friday deals now. Video and Audio Center's biggest deals ever. Samsung, Sony, LG, Solis, and more. Shop in store or call our hotline 310-899-2929. 310-899-2929.
This holiday season, Tustin Auto Center has a new recipe for Thanksgiving everyone can enjoy. Bring one canned food or non-perishable gift, put it in the bin for Teen Challenge of Southern California, mix with a newer used car truck, and bake until a smile appears on your face. Get Black Friday savings all month long and help our less fortunate neighbors. Now that's a holiday recipe you can sink your teeth into. Off the 5 freeway on Tustin Ridge Road. Do you believe in miracles?
Anthony and Gigi most certainly do. So when their sewer line burst, there was no hesitation.
They faithfully called the Smell Good Plumbers at MikeDiamond.com. Gigi says architect Josh arrived on time and smelled good. He worked for 14 hours to get us back up and running. Okay, but what about that miracle?
The repair took place in a tight crawl space, which required Josh to work on his belly and play contortionist much of the time, says Anthony. He completed the job while remaining upbeat and answering our every question. That alone is a miracle.
Unsurprisingly, this isn't Anthony and Gigi's first experience with Mike Diamond Plumbing.
They're always professional, quick to respond, reasonably priced,
and every tech is extremely friendly. In other words, Mike Diamond Plumbing has been nothing short of miraculous.
I'm Mike Diamond, and I guarantee my plumbers will show up on time and smell good, or your house call is free.
Schedule your service at MikeDiamond.com or call 1-800-446-MIKE.
Contractor license number 399170.
Want to be your own boss? Set your own schedule and make your own money? Then sign up to become part of the Postmates fleet. When you deliver for Postmates, you earn bonuses on every delivery with zero fees or time commitment. Your workday starts and ends when you want, and 100% of every tip you make goes right into your bank account. Payday is every day with the cash out feature in the app, depositing your earnings with the touch of a button. Head to postmates.com/radio to become a courier and start earning today. Postmates.com/radio.
Dell Technologies just announced their Black Friday sale. They're releasing new doorbusters every weekday, plus up to 50% off cutting-edge tech for your business. There's no better time to upgrade your small business with the latest laptops and desktops with Intel Core processors, plus there's free shipping on everything. Yes, everything. Give Dell Technologies advisors a call. They'll identify the right tech solution for your business. Call 877-ASK-DELL or go to Dell.com/SB Black Friday. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
T-Mobile for Business knows saving time and money is important for your business. That's why we're introducing Microsoft 365 on Us, now included in our best business plans. With Office apps, Microsoft Teams, cloud storage, and more, Microsoft 365 on Us gives you the tools you need to run your business. Stop by a T-Mobile store today. Qualifying plan required. Contact us to activate. 1 license per line, max 2 per account. Third-party terms apply. See T-Mobile.com for plan details.
This is Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station, KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
444, I'm Nathan Roberts. Coming up,
Southern California is getting a taste of Canadian weather today. When will it end? I'm Emily Valdez.
Lessons learned from Dunkin' Donuts success. That story's coming up in 5 minutes when Bloomberg checks your money.
LA and Orange counties continue to have high numbers of COVID cases. Those stories are coming up in the next 15 minutes. But first, it is 4:45. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s, and here's Manny Pacheco.
Well, let's begin in Pasadena, 134 west at San Rafael. A truck lost a load of furniture, bedding, and a mattress in lanes. This is a real messy incident. It's a slow drive from the 210 to Figueroa. City of Commerce, 710 south from the 5 to Slauson. Now, I'm not seeing any construction. They did plan to do some bridge repair this weekend, but right now, it's slammed through this stretch of the road. Also busy, the Atlantic Bandini exit. Again, they planned on Caltrans work. I'm not seeing it, but I am seeing a total crawl through the area. Signal Hill, 405 north at Cherry. CHP running a brake to remove tumbleweeds in lanes. The backup to Lakewood. On the other side, the 405 south at Pacific, a tree was knocked down by high winds, and it's blocking the off-ramp. If you're traveling to Lake Arrowhead or maybe Big Bear, chains are required on portions of the 18, 38, and the 330, and this is at the 4,000-foot level. We do have a winter weather advisory through the grapevine till 10 p.m. Reduced speeds are suggested, especially if you're in a high-profile vehicle. And in Thousand Oaks, both directions of the 101 transition to the 23 north. 23 north from the 101 to Jans. All closed until tomorrow morning. This is a weekend paving project that's going on. Our next report, 4:55. I'm Manny Pacheco with more traffic reports more often. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Light rain, mountain snow, and gusty winds for your Sunday. Temperatures remain cool and well below average. Look for lower 60s along the coast, 61 downtown, upper 50s in the Inland Empire, lower 50s in the high desert, and lower 30s for the mountain communities. Winds will pick up as we head into this afternoon. We do have wind advisories in place, and up in the higher elevations, a winter weather advisory and winter storm warning in place as the snow levels drop to around 4,000 feet. So we're talking about fresh powder up in the higher elevation. So the storm system moves out of the area. As we head into Monday, we will clear up, so look for more sunshine, but temperatures remain on the cooler side. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm CBS 2 meteorologist Alex Piston for KNX 1070 News Radio.
At this hour, 59 degrees in Van Nuys, 44 degrees in Palmdale, 59 degrees in Chatsworth. It's 4:47. Let's talk some more about the weather because we are getting a taste of Canadian weather today.
For LA at least. The National Weather Service says yesterday, LA broke a record set in the 1800s with a 200-day streak of temps over 70.
So you have this big surge of cold, relatively cold Canadian air that's just sitting right over the western half of the United States.
Todd Borick is a meteorologist with the Weather Channel. He says it's because of a dip in the frigid jet stream.
Cold air, air likes to rise. So when air rises, it tends to go from the gas state to liquid state. Turns into little droplets of water, makes clouds, and eventually that you make enough of that, you can actually make a rainfall, and that's exactly what's happening. Of course, the air is so cold that the higher you go up in elevation, you actually have that rain change over to snow, and that's why we have snow levels down to about 3,500 feet.
LA has opened up 2 cold weather shelters to house just under 60 people total. One's at the Echo Park Community Center, the other at the Hollywood Recreation Center. Borick says it will start to warm up this week. Emily Valdez, KNX 1070 News Radio.
SpaceX getting ready to do it again.
Send astronauts into orbit, that is. The Hawthorne-based space company is prepping its Crew Dragon capsule to ferry another group of astronauts to the International Space Station next weekend. This time there will be 4 on board instead of 2. Capsule is now at the company's facility in Florida, where it's being mated to the Falcon 9 rocket that'll take it into orbit. The crew is named the spacecraft Resilience in honor of all the people coping with hardships this year, including the pandemic. Rob Archer, KNX 1070 News Radio.
State leaders are considering making vote by mail permanent across California. Of course, it was done for this election statewide because of the coronavirus pandemic. California Voter Foundation President Kim Alexander tells KNX, vote by mail increases voter turnout. But there are some issues that do need to be addressed.
Younger voters are having a harder time with successfully casting vote by mail ballots, and they have several factors working against them. They are new to voting. They are not accustomed to making signatures, and they are not familiar with using the U.S. mail.
Alexander also says that vote by mail is expensive for counties, so the state is going to have to help them with funding. Voters in L.A. and Orange counties will now get mail ballots for all elections, but they still do have an option, of course, to vote in person. Now, how about those yard signs that supported your candidate leading up to the election? Well, now they are considered waste, at least in Sacramento County. The flyers and the ads that came in the mailbox can be recycled, but the plastic yard signs that you see in front of homes cannot. One local candidate is challenging teachers and students and even crafters to come up with a way to reuse these signs. He's got businesses and nonprofits joining in his effort. People will be dropping the signs off, and those who want to repurpose them can pick them up. He is hoping that this will become, if not an annual event, at least when we do have elections. At 4:50, let's check your money news with Jill Schneider.
America may run on Dunkin', but that wasn't always the case. Robert Rosenberg took over the family business in 1963 when he was just 25. At that time, Dunkin' was not the household name it is today.
Imagine how hard it was to get people to give up jobs at Goldman and come to work for a small donut company in Quincy, Massachusetts. What wasn't easy.
Rosenberg said the few stumbling blocks along the way taught him important lessons. He outlines them in a new book, Around the Corner to Around the World. A dozen lessons I learned running Dunkin' Donuts. One example was when franchisees suffered losses as the company veered away from them to focus on other issues.
It was just wrong. It was the wrong aiming point. And if you have the wrong aiming point, the wrong strategy, there's very little you can do to build a successful business.
Dunkin' has agreed to an $11.3 billion takeover from private equity group Inspire Brands in the biggest restaurant deal since 2014. We check your money at 20 and 50 after each hour. I'm Bloomberg's Jill Schneider for KNX 1070 News Radio.
Can a new administration help save the travel industry? That story is coming up next.
Election 2020. Joe Biden is elected president.
People spoke for the 74 million Americans.
Senator Kamala Harris makes history.
We did it! We did it, Joe!
This is a major fraud in our nation.
Stay with KNX throughout the day for up-to-the-minute coverage. KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
There's a lot to be thankful for this holiday season, like free pickup at Ralph's on all your fresh favorites. We're talking juicy turkey, grandma's famous casserole, crunchy celery, the greenest of green beans, cherry pie, pudding pie, every type of pie, and a swig of apple cider before you go for seconds. Ralph's, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
Now it's even easier to save on your favorites with delivery and free pickup. Just visit Ralphs.com or download the app today. Ralphs, fresh for everyone. AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet
you didn't know that there are lots of things that can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's technicians are specially trained to diagnose what's causing your engine light to come on and fix it, no matter what it is. Keep your eyes on the road and your ears open for another episode of AMCO's Bet You Didn't Know.
AA, MCO. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free. Restrictions, limitations, and exclusions may apply. See AMCO.com for complete details.
The Los Angeles Dodgers have won their first World Series in 32 years. To commemorate this historic event, Louisville Slugger is releasing an official World Series Champions two-tone Dodgers bat. The full-size bat will be laser engraved with the scores from the series, Commissioner's Trophy, and World Series Champion logo. The bat measures 34 inches, is limited to only 5,000 individually numbered bats, and sells for $129.95. Also just released is the Louisville Slugger official Dodgers World Series Champions team signature bat, with the facsimile signatures of the World Series roster on each bat. This stunning keepsake sells for only $149.95 plus shipping. Visit Big Time Bats at BigTimeBats.com to see the bat and bat set. You have to see this World Series Champions two-tone Dodgers bat. You better hurry, because there are only 5,000 individually numbered bats. Go to BigTimeBats.com. That's BigTimeBats.com.
4:53. Now that the presidential race has been called, the battered travel industry anxiously waiting for federal money that it desperately needs.
The first priority will be to get a government rescue package passed and signed. Then it'll be on to long-term projects. KNX travel editor Peter Greenberg says President Trump never did get around to major infrastructure improvements that he promised, and he says Joe Biden may have a chance to pick up that ball and run with it.
Amtrak is asking for about a $4 billion rescue package. They haven't gotten it. The motor coach industry has been asking for it. The hotels are asking for it. 34% of all U.S. hotels are on the verge of foreclosure right now. So we're dealing with a crisis that goes across the board of all travel and tourism.
Biden, of course, is a big supporter of Amtrak, famously using it to commute home to Delaware during his days in Washington. But he'd need the support of what's likely to be a divided Congress to get the funding through. Brian Payne, KNX 1070 News Radio.
2020's been a tough year, especially in California. Is there reason to be hopeful for the new year?
California has lost an enormous number of small businesses, and with the small businesses vanishing, so too have jobs. When will they return? One expert is telling KNX expect about 2 years minimum.
There's no reason we shouldn't be confident about the future if we're talking about the future being the next couple of years. The most current expectations, I think, are that we will gain all of the jobs back that we've lost.
Michael Bernick, former director of the state's Employment Development Department, he says there will be some fundamental changes to California's workforce that will be permanent because of the pandemic.
It's pretty clear that there'll be some shift in terms of people coming into physical offices.
He says California's economic problems have confounded a lot of people, especially those who watch the stock market, which has been booming while the state has been struggling. Craig Sigler, KNX 1070 News Radio.
4:55, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s, and here's Manny Pacheco.
Got a couple of problems in Long Beach, 405 South of Pacific. A tree was knocked down by the winds, and it's blocking the off-ramp. Also on the 710 at CTH, that's the 710 north at CTH, a car went into the right shoulder bushes. A couple of Good Samaritans stopped to assist. Again, we got this situation in the city of Commerce, 710 south from the 5 to Slauson. They had planned on doing some bridge repair construction this weekend. They're not. However, I am seeing that it is slammed through the stretch of the road they would have been doing the work. Also busy at the Atlantic Bandini exit. Again, they planned on galvanized work. I'm just not seeing it. I am seeing a lot of traffic through the area. Pasadena 134 west of San Rafael. A truck lost the loading furniture and bedding in lanes. This is a messy incident and a slow drive from the 210 to Figueroa. Thousand Oaks, both directions of the 101 transition to the 23 north and the 23 north from the 101 to Jans. All closed until tomorrow morning for paving. Our next report, 5:05. I'm Manny Pacheco with more traffic reports more often. KNX 1070 News Radio.
As long as this wind is blowing, and it's going to keep blowing through the evening and nighttime hours, it's going to feel a lot like winter. It does. Temperatures are down, winds are blowing hard. Let's see. Current temperatures, we have 57 degrees in Santa Monica, 55 degrees in San Bernardino, and in downtown Los Angeles now it's down to 59 degrees. The good news is it all blows through tonight and into the early morning hours, and then tomorrow it'll be sunny, a little cool, but still no winds. 4:57.
Hey, Mike Simpson here. Let's talk about your home, your sanctuary.
feels that way this year, right? Health and safety on our minds. Makes sense. You want to take control of things. Let's take control of the water. We can do it with a Life Source Water whole house water system. It means you eliminate your need for bottled water because you're drinking, you're cooking, you're bathing in clean, fresh, safe water from any faucet in the house. With Life Source, there are no filters to change, no belts, no maintenance. Really, you just install it and then you forget about it. I've got one at home. It's one of the reasons I moved in. A Life Source system takes the chlorine out of the water, other chemicals too. Also solves hard water problems, and all for less than always going out and buying the bottled water. You get this directly from the factory. No dealers, no middlemen. This company, 36 years in Southern California. All the products made in the USA. Call Life Source today for full service and full confidence in your water. It's 888-846-1945. 888-846-1945. Or visit them at LifeSourceWater.com. Life Source Water.
Our staff provides warmth, understanding, and helpfulness. Each and every customer has a daily course of business.
Core values we've had for over 100 years. Come visit us today at a safe and healthy showroom, or visit BobSmithBMW.com for all our inventory and complete your transaction from the comfort of your home. The ultimate buying experience, and it's only at Bob Smith BMW off the 101 in Calabasas.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-200-1960. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution to your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to light the fuse on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-200-1966. 200-1966. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-200-1966.
Live from the Antelope Aerosmith Studios, Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station. KNX, KRTH, and HD2, Los Angeles. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Coming up, our top local story, coronavirus numbers just continue to rise locally. Alex Trebek's lost his battle with pancreatic cancer. And there's an open Senate seat coming up in California, of course, to be vacated by the Vice President-elect. Jan Stevens with those stories podcast every 10 minutes on the 5 after CBS News at 5 o'clock.
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Eggland's Best.
I'm Steve Futterman in Los Angeles, in the nation's capital today. More celebrations from supporters of Joe Biden as he gets ready to move into the White House in January. CBS's Michael George reports on Mr. Biden's first full day as the president-elect.
The day after his victory speech, President-elect Joe Biden looks on the press. He's on the close to the liberal 10 votes. People in this nation have spoken. They delivered us a clear victory, a convincing victory.
At Saturday night's rally, Biden said thank you for a task force. As new cases in the U.S. continue to reach record heights.
Not everything is looking bad for Republicans. Pennsylvania Senator Pat Toomey on Face the Nation says the GOP did very well in congressional service.
Increasingly been the driving force in the Democratic Party. The woke left had a major setback. I mean, nobody thought we were going to pick up seats in the House. Nobody thought we were going to hold the Senate, which I think is likely.
CBS